Hello, this is Mr. Dunaway, and in this recording today, I want to teach you an alternate way to do addition and subtraction with mixed numbers. So I would like you to go ahead and take the notes in this, and we'll practice it tomorrow. But the bottom line is, I don't care if you use this new way or the old way. And the old way is what we learned the last couple days, where we multiply 4 times 5 and 1, and we would get 21 over 5. Then we'd go 3 and 5, 15, and 2 is 17 fifths, and then add it and change it back. That's fine if you do that. But I want you to experience this at least for a day. And in some particular questions, you're going to find this is actually a lot easier. And sometimes it's not. And that's part of the trick, is to think of when should I try the new method and when should I try the old method. So what we're going to do with 4 and 1/5, think of that as 4 plus 1/5, right? It's 4 and 1/5. 4 and 1/5. Okay, let's do the same thing with this 3 and 2/5. Let's expand that into 3 and 2/5. Okay, now when I add these, notice I have two whole numbers and then I have two fractions with the same denominator. So I'm going to change the order because everything is addition. I can commute. I can commute the order. In other words, what I did here is I switched those two around, because now I can add 4 plus 3 and get 7, and I can add 1 plus 2 and get 3/5. So I have 7 plus 3/5, and that's 7 and 3/5. 7 plus 3/5 would be 7 and 3/5. And that's pretty simple compared to the other way. It's a lot easier in that particular question. Now, it's not always that easy. Sometimes it gets a little bit more complicated, like in number 2. Let's see what happens here. And remember, when we're all done here, I don't care which way you do these questions. If you do yesterday's model where you would multiply and add and then multiply and add and then change it back when you're done. But I want you to see sometimes it's not always as friendly as question number 1. If I try expanding this next question, I would get 2 plus 5/8 plus 3 plus 7/8. Now let's flip the order here. All right, we want to flip that around. We get 2 plus 3 plus 5/8 plus 7/8. 2 plus 3 is 5. Okay, that's easy enough so far. Plus 5 plus 7 is 12 over 8. Now here's the first thing I'm thinking is I can reduce 12 over 8. We might as well because there are no more fractions. So 12 over 8, let's see, 4 goes in there 3 times and 4 goes into 8 twice. So let's just fix that first of all. Our life will be a little bit more easy. So think of that as 5 plus 3/2. Now, here's the problem. Now you might be thinking this, well, does that mean that my answer is 5 and 3/2? Unfortunately, no, it's not. Sad face for that. You cannot leave improper fraction as part of a mixed number. You cannot leave that 3 over 2. Okay, so what you actually have to do now, before you finish this question, you're going to have to change this into, think of it as 2 over 2 plus 1 over 2. All right, look what I have here. 2 over 2 is 3. See how that makes 3? But now that 2 over 2 is really 1. Okay, see, that's 2 over 2. I'm working down my page. Right, the 5 became that. 2 over 2 is actually just the number 1 plus a half. So what you have now is you have 5 plus 1 is 6, plus 1/2 is 1/2. So the answer works out to be 6 and 1/2. All right, easy enough for you. But that one, you see, that might have been easier for you to do it the other way. Okay, either way is fine, but with questions like number 1, where you don't have to deal with that strange improper fraction, with questions like that, number 1, if you can recognize that, you'll save yourself a lot of time just by going back to number 1 here. That's 7. All right, that's 3/5. That's 7 and 3/5. You don't have an improper fraction in there. Boom, you're done. Number 2 is a little bit more work. And it gets a little stranger when we get into subtraction, which I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this video nice and short. I'm going to ask you to review it, particularly that question 2, and then I will make one more short video over subtraction, but that will probably take a little bit longer than this because subtraction, as we've talked about in class, creates all kinds of problems. So I'm going to stop this video here. Check your notes over and see if it all makes sense to you. Bring your questions to class, and don't forget to watch the next video as well.